introduction. I didn't catch your name. Gail. Thank you, Gail. Now, after the formalities and the beautiful introduction, I bet on anything that you still wonder what exactly it is that you do, right? So I wrote everything down because this is the first time I ever have a public speak, though I ever speak in public, rather. Though I've been practicing for 15 years, I was busy raising kids, so I had no chance to go out there. So before I get into it, thank you for those who have contributed to bringing me here tonight. And thank you all who have taken the time to come and listen to what I have to say. So yeah, my last time I ever spoke in public was in university presenting my thesis. And that's a long time ago, so bear with me, okay? So I think I'm going, because we are in the house of the Lord, I would like to start with the prayer. And yeah. Father, I open up my heart to you. Actually, we all open up our hearts to you, Lord. First, we want to thank you for bringing us here today. We want to thank you for keeping us safe on the way here. And Lord, we ask you that with your mighty grace, you throw upon us tonight whatever it is that we need to connect with you, so that whatever I say, whatever these people present here in this room are going to receive tonight will be a blessing for them, and the ripple effect to be a blessing for those who they, from here on, come in contact with. With grateful hearts, we thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, that wasn't written down, okay. So if we believe that there is never a coincidence and that the Lord Almighty does have a plan for each of our lives, let me say that I believe, to no surprise whatsoever, that for my very first time ever speaking in public, I'm in the house of the Lord. Amen. And in front of you guys, good-hearted people, seeking God's wisdom to living well, right? So I'm going to start with who I am and what I do in few words. So I'm a passionate woman. I'm passionate about helping and educating people of all walks of life and all ages, with high interest in women and children, to find balance between everyday stresses like work and family, school, curriculum activities, husbands, partners, all that, and teach them how to increase their own body's self-healing ability by strengthening the immune system function with the use of homeopathic medicine, along with many other healing modalities such as nutrition, Bodytalk, reflexology, counseling through health and wellness coaching. Now, why children? I love children because they are our future. So we must be diligent in what we feed them, not only in what type of food we provide them, but also in the teachings we provide. Education starts at home. And women, we bring these children into this world. So our responsibility is huge, if you ask me. What's the best of it all is that God has given this to us in the palm of our hands, because he wholeheartedly made us such that these children are bonded with their mom first. And they are home for the first few months, perhaps years in some cases, one-on-one with us. So we have such a privilege and opportunity to teach the truth to them before they go out there into the world. So we have this opportunity to build such a solid foundation for them. So the more we know of ourselves, the more we can provide our children with. Have you ever wondered why is that some people are healthy and others are not? I personally have. I've always wondered, how is that and why? Now, as I wondered about this, I also wondered, what about healthy people? What do they have in common? What is that differentiates those who achieve a great health, are happy and full of energy, than those who are always sick and seem to always or most often struggle with their health and their life? I realized that the truth is not that some people are lucky and are brought in homes with better families that provide them with better education or better discipline, better opportunities, or that some people are lazy and just have bad luck. I believe that the answer is good, healthy thoughts and choices regarding their life in general. Those who are practicing good thinking habits and healthy choices understand that their level of good thinking habits are very much linked to wherever they end up achieving, be that of a successful career, a successful marriage or relationship with others, or harmony and total health, balance in their lives. Now, these people have come to realize that the level of achieving anything in life has to do with a great, healthy mind, body, and spirit. It's linked to their ability to stay positive in their thinking. The simplest difference is that healthy people think different than those that are not healthy. So I'm quite excited that I'm here tonight and have this opportunity to empower you all with some ideas of good healthy thinking rather, by providing you with simple tools and information based on facts that can potentially inspire you to consider looking at your health as something you have total control of. I have been a student of accomplishing good healthy habits all my life. So I have developed the skills to stay positive, eat healthy, exercise, stretch, pray, sleep well consistently, and overall be balanced mind, body, spirit, or so I think. This was achieved not only by going to different schools and learning all about health sciences, about homeopathy, nutrition, reflexology, and all the modalities I use in my practice, but by learning through my own life experiences, learning how to maintain my own health in order to take good care of myself and my own family, and have enough energy to not collapse, as collapsing was not an option. You do not know me and you do not know my story. Now, I don't have enough time to go into it, but I can tell you that I'm a mother of 3. And shortly after my second born child, I was left in the middle of the street with nothing to call my own. Again, I don't have enough time now to go into it, but just briefly to have an idea where I come from. Now, I've learned all this first from my own mother, who has had this amazing passion for life, to live life the best she could, healthy and be happy all the time, regardless of what life threw at her, regardless of her being diagnosed with terminal illness. She kept continuing living life like happy as could be. So, as I've studied and met different healthy, successful people and asking them what keeps them motivated and healthy, vibrant, and full of energy, they all said that they fill their lives with God's goodness, with positive, healthy thoughts about themselves and about those around them. So they have also developed healthy eating habits along the way. So as Hippocrates said, and I strongly believe in it myself, the natural force within each of us is the greatest force in getting well. Our food should be our medicine, and our medicine should be our food. I stand for this, and I expand it to not encompass only the food we put in our mouth, but also the thoughts we feed our brain with. So have you ever wondered if your thoughts and belief system is based on truth? Actually, according to my personal findings, those belief systems are acquired through our life, from family, from friends, from those we are surrounded with, on a regular basis. And unless you become aware that you carry beliefs from other people's life and experiences and decide to investigate and look deeply into it, most of us won't think twice. We just blindly believe it's the truth. Let me give you an example about it. So let's pretend that in today's day and age, we could actually go online and design our perfect husband or a perfect partner. So I will help you with this one. Just give me a second. I need a volunteer. Who wants to come and write a couple of things down for me? Anyone? Come, you front. You okay? I'll guide you through. So you can write the perfect partner. Now, the audience. Give me some words that will describe the character of a perfect husband. Anyone? Just throw anything. What comes to mind? What will... Compassionate. Would you write that down, please? Just write it such that you can read it yourself, okay? I will not have anybody else read it, so don't worry about spelling or any of that, okay? Anything else? So perfect partner or husband, compassionate? God-fearing. Fearing, right? To be successful, to have enough money to support the family, okay? No problem. We'll write that down. Anything else? Kind. Caring. Good. Loyal. Let us know how you're doing with the writing. We're going too fast on you. Integral, absolutely. To have integrity. Okay. Good listener. Wow, we have perfect partners here. Can you imagine if we actually can go online and design it? Soon enough, we might be able to actually. Loves children, okay. Mm-hmm. Good looking. What was that? Trustworthy. Go sending them with loyal. Okay. Anything else? Good looking, okay. Handsome. Did you say tall? Tall. Okay, tall. Hey, we all have our preferences, right? I mean, I did say go and design it the way you want it. So anything else we can? Romantic. Healthy. Oh my goodness. Shall we throw in there obedient? Yes. To their wives or partners? To God. Okay, obedient to God. Well built. Oh my. Oh, I love it. I'm already in love with the image of the perfect. Okay. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Anything else? I mean, think about it. This is your chance you have to create this perfect partner. Understanding. So patient. Mm-hmm. To have empathy, okay. An empath. Mm-hmm. It's needed. Anything else? Good house help. Absolutely, yes. Let's make another page. It's our weekend, right? Those who are mothers, but I like to celebrate all women, not just mothers. Because even if we're not mothers yet, we may be, or somehow we might be mothers to those who we take care of around us, right? Motherhood has many levels. Funny, yes. Oh, yes, thank you. That's good. That's actually, we need that. Okay. Funny, spontaneous, intelligent. Ooh, thank you. Like handy? So handyman, okay. True. Yes. Wow. Oh, you don't want to go on Kijiji and, and call somebody over? No, okay. What was that? Absolutely. Now imagine, flip the page. He may think of wanting a partner such too, right? Spontaneous. Don't worry about it. Again, don't worry about it. So let's just review, just right? So go ahead. I'm not ready.
The perfect partner. Thank you. Compassionate, God-fearing, to have money, to have enough money, kind, caring, loyal, integrity, good listener, loves children, good-looking, tall, romantic, healthy, obedient, well-built, functional in all areas, understanding, patient, empathy, thank you, good house help, funny, spontaneous, handy, able to do things around the house.
Thank you so much for your help. Do you think we have to add anything else? Faithful. Okay. Should be number one according to this one here. We got the idea. We can make in our mind the perfect partner, correct? Thank you so much. I'll move this because it's so small here. Now, let's consider looking in a dictionary for the definition of perfect. So I believe it's, in the dictionary says it's flawless. Perfect equals flawless, so no fault, right? What does this mean in terms of all these descriptive words and we use to design the perfect partner or husband, right? Well, it means that if at any point in time our perfect husband doesn't express one or more of these qualities, we believe describes him as perfect, that in that moment he is no longer perfect. Therefore, no longer to our liking. Now, if you hold the belief that such and such will determine the success, then it stands to reason that minus such and such, failure will be the alternative, right? So in other words, our perfect partner or husband is no longer perfect the moment he isn't acting according to our belief system that we have. So according to the list that we put down, right? So the need to hold our beliefs up as absolute truths blinds us from the truths of others, because our truth is not, my truth is not your truth, right? Can it be possible now that our perfect partner can express all those qualities we hold strong as perfect at all times? I don't think so. I do not think so. But we do think that they should, right? Now, with this in mind, if we think that our husband or partner is no longer perfect because he doesn't express at all times all these qualities, then how are we going to feel about it? Our energy changes. Our interaction with him and with ourselves changes. This awareness, it's a small part of how we function and sits at the base of one of the modalities aside from homeopathy that I use in my practice. I'm choosing today to talk about this because there is a simple way to briefly experience it. And I would like for you all to feel the subtle energy level changes within yourselves and within seconds or minutes. Everything in life, especially as it relates to people, it's based on energy. Has it happened that you met someone for the first time and you hit it off as if you've known this person for so long? That's energy. It's something about this person you like and you know, but yet there is another person you meet. Then you don't know why. You just don't like this person or something about them. Something simply doesn't stay well with you and you want to stay away from them. Has it happened to any one of you? Or how many times have you gone on a first date and within the first 30 seconds, you knew that this is the last time that you are going to see this person again because you ain't coming again for another date? Or keep on going with this one, just to get the idea. Have you ever gone to a party or an environment that when you walk into the room, there are just certain people you gravitate towards, and then certain people that you just don't feel like going near or talking or being approached by? It's like, no, thank you. How do you know all this? Like, how do you know these sensations, these feelings? Cannot be explained, can it? Nope, we just feel it. This already tells us that it tells us that this subtle energy that we emit, that we can feel, but we can't explain, we can prove it because it's not tangible, right? We just feel it. So I personally work in this realm. I work with recognizing that the energy is everywhere, into everything. So is outside our body and also inside our body. We have energy channels that travels throughout our body. As for example, in acupuncture, it's called meridians. In Ayurvedic medicine, it's a collection of energy known as chakras. So all the health healing modalities around the world recognize that energy is something that you can feel, to the point that when there is a blockage or not a natural flow, or there is an imbalance, it creates in a way a dysfunction or disharmony in the way we feel or in the way our body works. This same energy, this subtle energy or vibe that you feel but can't really be explained, has been researched for many years. And nowadays they found ways that you can measure it, and it's translated into healing energy. You know, a long time ago, when acupuncture was around, no one believed that there is such thing as meridians. Then you go to India, and they have this Ayurvedic medicine that uses chakra. And then again, no one believed that what are chakras. They didn't believe that they existed. And today there are tools that they can measure these energy frequencies. So it took a long while. I mean, think about acupuncture. For example, it's been around for 1,000 years. And the promise in acupuncture is that any disruption in the energy flow in the body, any imbalances in any areas of the body where energy gets stuck, it doesn't flow properly, will create an imbalance in that person's energy field, which then gets translated into a physical symptom or a pain or disease or mood or behavioral change. How does it get disrupted? Well, it could be anything. It could be a physical trauma, an emotional trauma. You can have chemical things that you are exposed to that somehow you react to. Or you eat something simply that doesn't sit well in your stomach, right? So your digestive system doesn't like it. Now, I don't use needles in my practice, but there are other subtle ways to affect the energy and change the frequencies within the body in order to function optimally. What I do is a combination of all these modalities implemented together. I use tapping, I use muscle testing to be guided to where the energy is imbalanced or it's blocked. So usually when there is a lack of energy or flow in an area of your body, it actually affects the whole entire body, not just localized. So in my type of treatment, I find how the energy in your body works, so I can determine if what you are experiencing is related to a physical symptom, for example, or if it's related to an emotional one. So by balancing it out for you, I get to see if what gets better, your physical pain or your emotional. Now, after all these years and time spent to figure out what is this energy flow and how can we measure it in order to correct the imbalances in the body and restore health, there is a modality that I've been using for the last 12 years that was founded by Dr. John Valheim, and it's called Bodytalk. Now, I use this modality hand in hand with homeopathy because it helps me explain to you at your level of understanding with tangible notice differences. I bring into our talk tonight what I do because it's the only way I can express to you how to think different, because this is what I've been doing for the last 15 years plus. So all these energy healing modalities, homeopathy, acupuncture, Reiki, reflexology, they all relate to your energy and to your body's ability to function optimally because they translate this energy we talked about into that healing energy I just mentioned. So when there is a blockage of energy, when there's disruption of energy in your body, doesn't work at its optimal level, potentially we have the option of that energy blockage to lead to symptoms, to pain, behavior changes, moods that you can, things that you react to and do and feel that you don't know where it comes from. You just feel that something is off, something is not working. And it stops you from enjoying your life. So what's Bodytalk? So Bodytalk, it's a non-invasive, consciousness-based medicine that addresses the whole body holistically in an integrative way. We are constantly affected by our environment, internally and externally, and any one symptom never has just one cause. It has multiple lists of causative factors. What holistically means really is that our body is made of trillions of cells and different systems working together in conjunction with one another. For example, endocrine system, skeletal system, immune system, musculoskeletal system, and so on. Now, how does the Bodytalk differs from any other therapies such as acupuncture, Reiki, chiropractors, massage therapists? Now, all these practitioners work in only one system at a time. For example, a massage therapist works with musculoskeletal system. A chiropractor works with the nervous system. Acupuncturist, as mentioned earlier, works with meridians. A Reiki therapist with chakras. Now, Bodytalk implements all these systems at the same time, prioritizing what the body needs at each given moment. So rather than going system by system, encompasses all. So it really heals you from inside out. As the founder called it, consciousness-based medicine, because it's working at the level of our instruction manual. And the instruction manual is actually your body. So at the root of everything, there is pure consciousness. In our physical body, every one of our cells is following instructions. Those instructions are coming from our perceptions, and our perceptions influence our thoughts. Now, our thoughts influence our emotions, and our emotions influence our energy. And the energy becomes physical body. Now, your body does have a unique story that needs to be heard. So Bodytalk practitioner acts as a translator to help restore communication within this body-mind so that the body can resume and do what it innately knows how to do, heal itself. We just unlock these doors that got stuck, allowing the body to take over. Now, let me say it again. I act as a translator, giving your body a voice by applying the skills learned in interpreting the simple messages of your body. So I take in consideration the impact of awareness of your actions, of your thoughts that affect your physical body. So there are 3 key principles that every Bodytalk balance rests upon. One is improving communication. As I said, every one of your cells in your body should be in constant communication with one another. 2, it's improving synchronicity within the body. So, for example, the right hand communicating with the left hand, not against one another. Supporting and helping the body to find its optimal balance. So your body is never out of balance, really, but there may be another optimal or perhaps a more efficient one. Now, let's do one more exercise for the purpose of experiencing a pre-balancing evaluation, and let's be our own observers. So I'm going to introduce you to one of Bodytalk balance that Dr. John Valheim, the founder of Bodytalk system, has proven times again that it is safe to do it on daily basis. That will balance our brain in order to better understand, assimilate, and retain information by allowing focused concentration and relaxation into the body. And with that, some things get corrected within the body. So it's called the cortices technique. It refers to the outer layer of your brain. So we are balancing our brain. So whomever can, please stand up with me. And if you can't stand, for whatever reason, sit down. But just follow through. Try and engage in this. It's an amazing experience, you'll see. So let's start with closing our eyes. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale very slowly. Now, with your eyes closed, I want you to pay attention to your weight bearing and how easy it is for you to stand still with your eyes closed. You may find your body maybe swaying a little bit from one side to the other, or forward or backwards. You may be standing predominantly on one foot, maybe the other. Just pay attention to that. Now, I want you, with your eyes closed, to scan through your posture. Your body is built in symmetry. Do you feel symmetrical? Or do you feel any twists, maybe? Do you feel your shoulders rotating, or maybe your hips? Does your head maybe feel that it's going more to one side than the other? Do you feel that maybe one shoulder is higher or the hip is higher? Take another deep breath. And feel where your arms are hanging in relation to your body. How are they hanging? If you hold them, let them go. Are they even? Maybe one feels longer than the other. Or maybe one is more forward or flexed. Now, keeping your eyes closed, take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale very slowly. And exhale very slowly. Just feel and measure the inhalation compared to exhalation. Are they equal? Is maybe one easier than the other? Also, let's pay attention to where you feel the breath in your body. Does your chest expand? Or do you feel it more in your belly? Is there a tension when you breathe in and out? Just be aware of it. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to scan through your body again to see if there is any aches or any tension anywhere or any discomfort. Again, just simply becoming aware of it. Now, if you find any, as there might be more than one, tension or aches, I would like you to give it a grade from a scale to 1 to 10. 1 being I'm just aware of it, and 10 being quite intense. Now, lastly, still with your eyes closed, let's bring our attention to our brain. What's happening in there? Are there monkeys? Okay, now let's open our eyes. Now this is just an initial evaluation of your body, of your posture, everything that happens inside of you, right? Now we are going to walk our hands to what we call the seam that separates the right side of the brain to the left. So the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere of the brain. So this is the seam right here. So what we're going to be using is one hand holds one area of the head and the other one is tapping. So we're going to be tapping the top of the head, the heart, and the belly button. So let's start at the base of your head. So not the neck, but the base, the part that we call occipital part. Take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, you tap on top of the head. Just gently, very gently. Now open the hand such that it covers both hemispheres, right? We want to cover both hemispheres. Your hand has to be here, the other one. So one hand at the base of the skull, right here. That one stays there the whole time. Okay. Tap up. Take another deep breath. Tap the heart. And the heart is right. It's actually lower, yeah. It's right in between your chest. Right in between. And it has to be gentle. And just open the arms so you can cover both sides. And then tap the body. The belly, I mean. Now, we're going to move the hand from the base of the skull to the middle of the back of the head. And we repeat. Take a deep breath. And we tap again at the top. Then at the heart. Take a deep breath, don't rush. One more full breath, and we tap the belly button. Now, we're moving the hand from here to the top of the head. And we can tap on top of our own hand. I can't do it because I'm holding the mic. So, yeah. Take a deep breath, slow. Control inhalation and exhalation. Then tap the heart. Very good. Now we move to the front. So our forehead. We cover the eyebrows. We don't have to worry about that. And we tap again. Top of the head. Don't forget the breathing. It's very important. That's how the body communicates, through the breath. Then we tap the heart. Don't forget to take slow, deep breath. And then we tap the belly. Now the last hand position, we need to come to the temporal lobes. So we have to put both hands. I can only put one, but you can put both. Now take a deep breath. Now, not this way, but rather put the hand this and right on. So it's slightly touching your, yeah, absolutely, yeah, very good. Let me see. Both hands. You can, okay, so one is fine. Okay, so now tap. Take one hand out, just one, and we do the same tapping. Deep breath. If you can't lift your arm, think that you're doing it. Okay. Just try and visualize that. Now, before we tap the heart, I forgot to say, sorry, I was talking to the lady in the back. We put the hand back just so we can reconnect. So we both hands up here again. Take a deep breath. So we reconnect that whole positioning, the connection. Then we take the same hand or the other hand and tap the heart. Then we try to reconnect again, so we put it back. Take another deep breath. And then we tap the belly. And put it back and reconnect. And take a deep, deep, very deep breath. Very controlled, the best way you can. And then we're done. Now, that's pretty simple, right? And perhaps you don't even feel much. It's like, what was that? But let's reevaluate. Let's take a moment and just close our eyes again. Again, if at any moment you don't feel comfortable, sit down. We can do this sitting down, okay? So as you close your eyes, I want you to again pay attention to your balance. Now compare it to what it felt like before. If you were swaying, pay attention to how still you are now, perhaps, or the difference, if there is any difference. Also, pay attention to how you weigh bearing your weight. Ideally, the weight should be bare between the 2 feet equally. Now keep your eyes closed and scan your posture. Do you feel that you're standing differently? Just be aware of it. If you noticed any rotations before or any tilts or twists, check in on that too. Now keep your eyes closed and let's take a couple of deep breaths together. Now let's compare this breath to the one we had before. Keeping our eyes closed still, just scan through those areas of pain or tension that you identified before. And I just want you to compare it to the one that you had earlier. Now if you gave it a scale to 1 to 10, see if the number has changed by any chance. What would you give it now? Now finally, let's bring our attention back to our brain. No monkeys there. So let's open our eyes and bring the awareness back into the room. You can sit down. Thank you. So how many of you have felt any difference at all in the balance, the way your body was balanced? You felt some? Okay. Now how many of you went, wow, that's a difference? Because I personally, every time I do it, I feel a difference, even though I've been doing it for all these years. Now, anyone found a difference in your breathing? How you were able to breathe? Okay. Any tensions? Any difference there? Yes, no, maybe so. So that kind of concludes what I had written down and I was prepared to share with you. So I'm open now to discussions, to questions. If you have any, I welcome them. No questions, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. So because there are no questions, I'm going to maybe share with you a story that happened to me before I got here today. I was going to share, I was thinking, what else can I share with you? But because it happened just before I got here, it's kind of like fresh. So I'm preparing, originally I had a PowerPoint. Then the things that include to present in the PowerPoint were not working functionally properly this morning. So I decided in the last minute I'm going to write something and bring it with me so I can still have the presentation. So right at the end, my little one, just before I left the house, I don't know what she did. And I hope she's not listening because she doesn't like me when I share things like this. She tumbled on the stairs and she fell down the stairs. So I was like, my God, what do I do now? So I'm like, okay. So just like anyone out there, I reacted in the same way. I was freaking out, right? Like, what do I do? So of course I did my body talk on her. I gave her my remedies and she calmed down, so she was all good. But what went through my head, you don't want to know. It's just conditioned mind, right? It's habitual thinking patterns. And to tell you the truth, even this past week, the youngest is 6. She ended up with this high fever. For 6 years, she's never had a high fever. So though I've learned all this, and though I believe I know enough, the moment I saw that fever, 104, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Who do I call? What do I do? Like, what shall I do? So of course, I prepared and put ice on her head and put cold water and towels on her feet and hands and all that. Gave her remedies, you name it. I did it all that I did, that I knew. But then in the back of my mind, I was trying to trace back, thinking, what happened? Where did she go? Who did she visit? I was trying to find a fault or to blame somehow something or something else. So relating that to the back of what I was just talking about with the perfect partner, in our minds, we think we're perfect. Our kids should be perfect. No sick. They shouldn't have any experiences, no falls, no. And the moment they do something that disrupts our ideal of what perfect should be, we do not know what to do with ourselves. So, yeah, that's, see, it's even myself, though I'm the one that knows, I was freaked out about how I can take care of my own kid. And oh my gosh, do I have to go now to the emergency room? Of course, I didn't have to. She got better. Within 24 hours, she's back to her normal self. 100% almost. You can see that she's gone through that because the body weakens, but she's back on her feet. So any questions? No? Did you guys understand the essence of what I was trying to convey? Good. What was that? Mm-hmm. Actually, there is nothing per se that you should see. This is the thing, the preconceptual mind, right? The mind is trying now to rationalize what we've done. Is there something I should expect? Is there something that I should be feeling? Absolutely not. For most people, when they do their cortices or they balance their cortices the first time, they feel some slight differences from before and after. Sometimes, if we're not open to this idea of balancing your health, right? It takes maybe 2 or 3 times or 5 times or 10 times to do your cortices before you actually notice a difference. The only reason I brought it here is because it's something that's tangible. You've done it, and for most people, and most in the room here has experienced some slight changes just by literally tapping the head and the heart and the belly button, right? I haven't really even done the whole balance of your whole body or, gather information from your bodies, but just something that you can actually do on a daily basis. So to answer your question, absolutely, there is no expectation. The expectation is that now you maybe can be more focused, or you can be standing in a better posture, right? Or maybe the ache that you had, it was like a 5 from 1 to 10 scale, and maybe you went to 3. Just the idea that energy medicine is so subtle. It's almost like, how did this happen? But it does make changes. That was the whole idea of me presenting that in China with you guys. Because often people say, what do you mean energy? What do you mean balancing what? Like how? So that's how I brought up the idea of vibe. When you meet somebody, you just know it. How do you know it? You just feel it. So can you really explain it? I personally can. I don't know how. We just, something that we resonate at different frequencies, right? We just feel. That's a good question, though. Yeah, absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes. Balance these cortices that I just taught you. Anytime. Yeah. Absolutely. See, it's a good question, very good question. Thanks for asking. So, cortices, as I said earlier, perhaps you didn't catch it or I didn't say it clearly. You can do it as many times in a day as you need to, every single day. When you're not feeling well, when you eat, when you it doesn't matter. You can be standing, sitting, laying down on the bed. You can still do it. It's the same as long as you position your hand such that you awaken the brain to work, right? And you tap. That's all you need to do. And in fact, if you eat, as you said, and perhaps you feel that you can't take those deep breaths, try cortices a couple of times. It will absolutely speed up your digestion, and your breath should flow like no problem. So yeah, no, absolutely. See, that's why it's good to ask questions. Anybody else? It doesn't have to be related to the cortices. It could be related to anything that I spoke today of. I only wrote it down because the nerves, and it's my first time ever. I would have been able to say all that without looking at my papers. I know it all. I felt it, I experienced it, I've learned it. It's just to be safe. No questions? That's good. So, I brought some of my brochures, and as a gift, I put inside how to remind you of how to do these cortices, okay? So to answer your question, it's right there. So I'm going to give it to all of you, okay? So how about we take a quick picture here together? Since this is my first presentation ever, I would like to keep a memory. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Many more, please.
Okay. No, my question is like, you know, the perfect man that we...
Yes. The analogy that we've done, yes.
Yeah. So, if I realize that maybe one part of that is missing,
Mm-hmm.
can I do this exercise? Can it help me to get it?
Guys, you're laughing, but it's a valid question. Absolutely.
We are ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are easily ticked off. We are easily annoyed, like on small things. We just get annoyed. So,
Yes.
can we engage this exercise to bring...
Absolutely. It does not mean it will help you.
I know, but
It will not necessarily correct your thought process. You may need to be guided. That's when you reach out to people like myself. It doesn't have to be me, but you could reach out to people that can guide you of how to correct your thoughts, right? Because it's true. We all have this in our back of our mind. We all have these ideas of how things should be, even about ourselves. If I'm to ask you now, what's the perfect body? What makes the perfect body? Right?
Because
It's the same applies. It's just in our minds, we believe the perfect body is this, that, and the other. But the truth is, it's not. It's how you feel. Right?
Because as women, we are easily stressed, and stress is our main problem, and stress is our most cause of our diseases. Right?
Absolutely.
So we need that maybe fast, relaxed.
You could use cortices as a means to relax you. However, it's not guaranteed that will help you correct the thought process. However, in that moment, when you use it, it will help you relax. And perhaps it's a way for you to remind yourself of what I've said, to correct the thought process that you have regarding a specific perfect idea, right? Regardless of what it is, a perfect husband, a perfect job, a perfect boss, a perfect road, like, when you, or a traffic, like nobody bothering you. Remember, you could easily walk in a car and drive to work, and somebody cuts you off, and another one, and it's the same thought process. So that's really a transferable skill. If you learn how to process things such that you, okay, accept what is. That's the idea. But absolutely, we can't. It's just, we only know what we know. The idea is to open up to the idea of accepting different information in, or being open to learning the new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, new way of eating. It's the same thing. So do courtesies every day. It will change your life. It will. Just that subtly. It will change. Baby steps, yeah. Yes.
So this is basically about tuning the mind, the body, and the spirit. As you're tapping, we're also experiencing sensations in the different parts of our body.
Well, what you do is actually, remember, building that communication with every part of your body by balancing the right side hemisphere of the brain to the left. But everything is connected to everything. So what does that mean? That if there is an ache, there is anything in the body, it doesn't communicate, let's say, with the brain, automatically it brings the communication pathways back.
So
Through
that
your
meaning-
breath, through your tapping.
So that means there's a block somewhere. When we do that, we'll be able to figure out,
Unblock
unblock it.
parts of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But that may not be sustainable. That's why you have to do it daily
Okay.
and often. And if you keep on doing it and you see that there is no still somewhat that you feel the unblockage, but something that's still there, then you seek advice from a professional, right? That's when you say, okay, I've tried to do it on my own. Now I need some guidance. Yeah. Any questions? No? Still keep track? Well, thank you. Let's come. Somebody's going to take a picture of us. Yes, please.